Hey everybody, Danny Griffin with another Monday Mojo brought to you by freethinkingtools.com. The greatness comes not when things go always good for you, but the greatness comes when you're really tested. When you take some knocks, some disappointments, when sadness comes. That comes from former U.S. President Richard Nixon. We all work so hard that someday we can be comfortable. You know, that place in life when you can live worry-free. Maybe you're picturing a time when you can save so much money that you can live off of the dividends and pursue your supposed heart's desires. Maybe you've already made it there, or you were lucky enough to be born into financial freedom. Well, whatever the case may be, we seem to all be measuring ourselves against the goal of sitting back on the porch with, a cool glass of iced tea, just watching time go by without a care in the entire world. However, is this really what we're after? Who says it's so great anyway? How did we set that as the benchmark for success? I remember reading a fascinating book called The Okinawa Program that revealed why such a high percentage of Okinawans from Japan live beyond 100 years. While diet played a big role, the most significant revelation to me was that many of them reinvented themselves over the course of their lives. Rather than retiring, they often had up to 4 different careers. I can't tell you how many times I've dreamed of living multiple lives to come back and try a wide variety of opportunities. And here was a bunch of people doing it in just one lifetime and being rewarded with incredible longevity. How can that be, most of us would say? Don't we all start to wind down in our 70s if we even make it that far? Plus, where would we get all that energy to keep on keeping on? Working and grinding to figure out new uncharted waters? Why in the world would we do something like that? Why would these elderly people care to test themselves like that? It's impossible to compete with the young and adapt to all the new ways of living and making our way. Isn't this why we have Social Security in the United States? So we can pass the baton to the next generation who owes us the last 10 fingers into retirement. The Okinawans might argue that this is actually just helping us into the grave a bit sooner. How about some of the most competitive amongst us, like professional athletes? Only when they're really tested do they see what is truly possible. You see it on their faces as they overcome the seemingly impossible. What's even more compelling is that many of us will pay big bucks just to sit in the arena and witness the test. We might even shed a tear or two as we celebrate the incredible fortitude of our fellow man to go so far. So, what's the point? Without being tested, you'll never really grow. Sure, you can be moving the agenda forward and sometimes end up on greased rails sailing easily through life. But until you get pushed to the edge, you'll never really know who you are or could be. Some of us never really stumble into any real setbacks, so we have to go in search of them. We have to go down to the corner and pick a fight with life in our own comfort zone. Why look back on life in the final hours only to realize that you never really took your sword into the arena and called out the challenger? Test yourself and live. Hey, I'm Danny Griffin with another Monday Mojo brought to you by freethinkingtools.com, reminding you to think and thrive. And do me a favor, comment on these, share them, pass them along, and I'll see you next time.